Welcome to Lives of Light, little saints. Today we celebrate St. Thomas More, whose feast day is June 22nd. He was a lawyer, a father, and an advisor to a king. But when forced to choose between power and faith, he chose God. Let's discover the inspiring story of this courageous saint, the man who chose God over a kingdom. Long ago, in England, there lived a boy named Thomas More. Thomas loved learning and worked hard in school. He was curious, intelligent, and always eager to discover new things. As he grew older, Thomas became one of the most educated men in England. He studied law, became a lawyer, and eventually served the king himself. Thomas was respected throughout the country. People admired his wisdom, honesty, and sense of justice. But what made Thomas truly special was his love for God. Even while holding important positions, Thomas never forgot that God must come first. He prayed daily, attended Mass faithfully, and taught his children to love God and seek the truth. His family was known for being joyful, loving, and devoted to learning. Thomas often reminded his children, "Never let anything come before your faith." One day, a serious conflict arose in England. King Henry VIII wanted the church in England to recognize him as the supreme head of the church rather than the Pope. Many officials agreed because they were afraid of losing their positions. Others hoped to gain rewards. Thomas faced a difficult choice. If he agreed with the king, he could keep his wealth, honor, and influence. If he refused, he could lose everything. Thomas carefully studied the matter. He prayed for guidance. He examined his conscience, and he concluded that he could not support something he believed was wrong. He chose to remain faithful to the teachings of the Catholic Church. Because of this decision, Thomas resigned from his important government position. Friends urged him to change his mind. "Think about your family," they said. "Think about your future." But Thomas answered that he must follow God above all else. Eventually, he was arrested and placed in prison. The king's officials continued pressuring him. Again and again, they offered him opportunities to save himself. All he had to do was agree. Yet Thomas refused. He remained calm and peaceful. Even in prison, he continued praying and trusting God. His family visited him whenever possible. Although they were saddened by his situation, they admired his courage. Knew that staying faithful might cost him his life, but he believed that no earthly reward was worth abandoning the truth. Finally, after many months in prison, Thomas was brought to trial. The outcome had already been decided. He was found guilty and sentenced to death. Before his execution, Thomas spoke words that have been remembered for centuries. "I die the king's good servant, but God's first." Those words perfectly summarized his life. Thomas respected earthly authority, but he knew that God must always come first. On June 22nd, 1535, Thomas More gave his life for his faith. The church honored him as a martyr because he died rather than violate his conscience. Centuries later, he was canonized as a saint. Today, St. Thomas More reminds us that doing the right thing is not always easy. Sometimes standing for truth requires courage. Sometimes faithfulness comes with sacrifice. But God always honors those who remain faithful to Him. Like St. Thomas More, we can strive to be honest, courageous, and faithful. Reflection. St. Thomas More teaches us to follow our conscience and remain faithful to God. Ask yourself, do I tell the truth even when it's difficult? Do I try to do what is right even when others disagree? Do I put God first in my life? God gives us courage when we choose what is right. Prayer. Dear St. Thomas More, you remained faithful to God even when it cost you everything. Help me to be honest, to follow my conscience, and to choose what is right. Give me courage when I face difficult decisions, and help me always put God first. Amen. Remember, little saints, like St. Thomas More, always choose what is right, even when it's difficult. God will help you remain strong and faithful. See you next time on Lives of Light.